Dark clouds covered the ruined planet, casting long shadows over broken towers and twisted metal. A lone human moved carefully through the debris, his eyes scanning every corner. He was small compared to the giants of this world, but there was a sharpness in his mind that few could match. He carried with him a strange device, one that glowed faintly in the dim light. This device was said to be dangerous, a weapon the universe had never seen. Many had laughed when it was first tested, calling it weak, useless, a joke among the strongest warriors of the galaxy. Far above, in the dark sky, a pack of alien predators approached, their wings cutting through the clouds. They had heard of the human, and now they came for blood. Their claws were sharp, their teeth ready to tear through flesh. Their leader, the Alpha, was massive, his eyes glowing red as he smelled the air. Something was different here, he thought. Something smelled strange. The wind carried the human scent, and the pack could feel the tension before they even saw him. The human paused, crouching behind a broken wall. He could hear the thundering footsteps of the pack, the clicking of claws against metal. He knew they were strong, stronger than any enemy he had faced before. But he had trained for this, prepared for this moment. Every step, every move, was calculated to survive. The pack moved in perfect silence, spreading across the ruins like shadows. They expected to find a weak, trembling creature, one they could destroy without thought. A sudden growl broke the silence, deep and low. The human froze, knowing that the Alpha was near. He took a slow breath, holding his ground. The pack circled closer, their eyes searching, their nostrils flaring. They sniffed the air, tasting something they did not understand. The human's calmness confused them. His lack of fear was unnatural. It made them pause, if only for a moment. A small sound came from the debris, a soft whimper, almost hidden. The Alpha stopped, his head tilting, ears alert. He could sense it now, something small, something vulnerable. The pack's instincts clashed with their curiosity. Bloodlust warred with caution, hunger warred with protectiveness. They advanced slowly, every muscle tense, ready to strike. The human stayed low, careful not to make a wrong move. Suddenly, one of the younger pack members darted forward. The Alpha barked sharply, pulling him back. The cubs were here, and the human was near them. He could see them now, small, trembling creatures hidden in the rubble. The human did not attack, he did not reach for his device. Instead, he crouched, letting the cubs sense his presence. They shivered, uncertain, yet safe in his calm shadow. The Alpha growled again, a warning, but also a question. He stepped closer, sniffing, studying the human. The wind carried the scent of metal, sweat, and courage. The human slowly rose, hands visible, showing he meant no harm. His eyes met the Alpha's, and something unspoken passed between them. The pack expected fear, weakness, but instead they found patience, intelligence, and respect. For the first time, the Alpha hesitated, unsure if he should attack or retreat. The human reached slowly toward the cubs, his movements careful, deliberate. He whispered words in a language only the pack could understand. The Alpha watched, growling low, tension hanging in the air like a storm ready to break. Every pack member froze, waiting for the next move. The human's courage, small but undeniable, filled the space between predator and prey. And in that silence, the story of survival and respect began. The clouds above swirled faster, the shadows shifting. The pack circled closer, still unsure, still hungry, still cautious. The human's eyes never left the cubs, and never left the Alpha. Something was about to happen that none of them had expected. And the ruins of this planet held their breath. The pack lingered at the edge of the ruins, their red eyes glowing in the dark. They could feel the human's presence, strong yet calm. Every step he took was careful, measured, showing he knew the ground as well as they did. He moved between broken walls and twisted metal, shadows hiding his figure. The cubs watched from a distance, trembling but safe. The Alpha sniffed the air, trying to understand this strange creature. His instincts screamed to attack, but something in the human's calm stopped him. The human paused, crouching behind a pile of debris. He placed small devices along the path, tiny lights that flickered like fireflies. They were simple traps, not meant to kill, only to confuse. The pack approached, claws tapping on metal, muscles coiled like springs. A young pack member stepped forward too quickly, triggering a device. A flash of light exploded in the air, startling the pack. They hissed, backing away, unsure what had just happened. The humans stayed still, heart pounding, waiting for the perfect moment. The alpha growled low, circling, careful not to step on the traps. He could see the intelligence in the human, the sharpness that set him apart. The wind carried the scent of smoke, metal, and fear mixed with courage. The human moved again, this time closer to the cubs. He whispered softly, and the cubs responded, moving slightly toward him. The pack's instincts were torn between hunger and curiosity. They wanted to attack, yet they could not ignore what they were witnessing. Suddenly, one of the devices triggered again, a small burst of light and sound. The young pack member leapt back, claws scratching metal. The alpha barked sharply, but he did not strike. The human stayed calm, his eyes on the cubs, his mind calculating. Every moment, every second, was a careful dance of survival. The pack circled closer, slower this time. Their hunger was real, but their confusion was stronger. A sudden screech echoed from the distance, the wind carrying strange sounds. The human froze, listening carefully. The pack tensed, muscles ready, ears twitching. The sound came again, closer, louder. It was another predator, drawn by the chaos. The alpha growled, signaling the pack to prepare. But the human remained calm, moving slowly, deliberately, protecting the cubs. The young pack members began to watch the human more closely. Their curiosity grew stronger than their hunger. They stepped cautiously, sniffing the air, learning his movements. The alpha watched the human's every step. He could see the bravery, the intelligence, the unexpected respect for life. The human reached toward a cub, moving with gentle care. The alpha growled, unsure whether to strike or step back. For the first time, the pack hesitated, the air heavy with tension. The ruins seemed to hold their breath, waiting for the next move. The human's calm presence challenged the instincts of the fiercest predators. His clever traps, his patience, and his care for the cubs made the pack rethink their attack. Every step they took was cautious now, every claw paused. The human's strategy was simple, yet brilliant. He was not just surviving, he was teaching the pack a lesson they had never expected. The alpha stepped forward, sniffing the human again. He sensed strength, courage, and respect. The cubs stirred, feeling safe near the human. The tension in the air grew, thick and heavy. The human's eyes never left the alpha, never left the cubs. He waited, ready for any attack, yet hoping for none. And in that silent moment, the story of understanding and trust began to form. The ruins shook with heavy footsteps as the pack moved closer. The alpha led the way, his eyes fixed on the human, glowing like embers in the dark. Every muscle in his massive body was tense, ready to strike. The human crouched low, carefully moving behind broken walls. He could hear the pack's claws scraping metal and stone. His heart raced, but his mind stayed sharp, calculating. A young pack member growled softly, sensing the human's strength. The alpha barked a warning, but did not attack. He was curious, cautious, confused by the human's calmness. The wind carried the scent of smoke, blood, and courage. The cubs whined softly, hidden among the debris. The human moved slowly toward them, his hands open, gentle. He whispered words that the pack could not understand, yet felt in their hearts. Suddenly, a trap triggered, sending a burst of light into the ruins. The young pack member leapt back, startled. The alpha hissed, circling, his eyes never leaving the human. The human froze, knowing that one wrong move could be deadly. He stayed low, waiting for the right moment to act. The cubs shifted nervously, sensing the danger around them. The alpha stepped forward, his teeth bared, growling low. He could sense the human's courage, but also his cunning. The human slowly rose, keeping his hands visible. He moved closer to the cubs, protecting them from harm. The pack hesitated, unsure if they should attack or retreat. Their instincts screamed to fight, yet their curiosity and confusion held them back. A sudden screech echoed from above, startling both human and pack. The human used the moment, moving a few steps closer to the cubs. The pack tensed, claws digging into the broken ground. The alpha barked sharply, warning them to stay alert. But he could not stop watching the human, studying his every move. The cubs huddled together, sensing safety near the human. The human whispered again, his voice calm, steady. The alpha tilted his head, sniffing the air, conflicted. Every pack member waited, muscles tight, teeth bared. The human reached out gently, guiding the cubs with care. The alpha growled, a deep rumble of both warning and curiosity. The tension in the air was unbearable, each second stretching longer than the last. Suddenly, one young pack member stepped too close. The human froze, holding his breath, ready to react. The alpha barked sharply, stopping him just in time. The cubs shivered, sensing the danger, yet trusting the human's calm. The ruins seemed to close around them, a cage of metal, shadow, and fear. The human's eyes never left the alpha, his mind racing with strategy. For a long moment, the silence stretched, broken only by growls and distant wind. The human's courage and careful movements began to shift the balance. The alpha sensed something unexpected: respect, strength, and intelligence in one small human. The pack remained close, ready to attack, yet hesitant. The human slowly guided the cubs a few steps forward. Every movement was deliberate, protecting them from harm. And in that moment, the first spark of trust began to form, uncertain but real. The alpha froze, his massive body tense, eyes locked on the human. His instincts screamed to attack, yet something in the human held him back. The cubs whined softly, peeking from their hiding place. The human crouched slowly, hands visible, speaking softly in a calm voice. Every movement was careful, deliberate, full of respect. The alpha growled low, warning his pack to stay alert. Yet his red eyes betrayed curiosity, something he had never felt before. The human reached toward a cub, his fingers gentle, careful not to frighten it. The cub shuffled forward hesitantly, sensing safety in the human's calm. The alpha barked sharply, stepping closer, muscles coiled. The young pack members watched, unsure what to do. Their instincts told them to attack, but their hearts wavered. The human slowly placed the cub on the ground, letting it crawl into the alpha's shadow. A hush fell over the ruins, broken only by distant wind and the faint hum of the human's device. The alpha stepped closer, sniffing the cub and the human. He growled, deep and low, a mixture of warning and curiosity. The human stayed still, never making sudden movements. His eyes met the alpha's, calm but strong. The cubs nestled against the alpha's legs, trusting the human. The pack members began to relax, their claws retracting, muscles loosening. For the first time, they hesitated, unsure if the human was prey or protector. The human whispered again, a soft language only the pack could feel. The alpha sniffed the air, sensing courage, respect, and intelligence. He took a cautious step back, a sign of restraint. The pack shifted, following the alpha's lead, tension still thick in the air. The cubs played gently, sensing the safety around them. The human smiled faintly, knowing he had earned a fragile trust. His clever traps, calm movements, and care for life had changed the pack's instincts. A young pack member approached slowly, sniffing the human. The human stayed calm, allowing the creature to inspect him. The alpha watched closely, growling softly, still wary. The bond between predator and human was fragile, yet forming. The ruins seemed less threatening now, the shadows less dark. The human guided the cubs carefully, letting them explore. The alpha hesitated, then gave a low rumble, a sign of acknowledgement. The pack remained close, their instincts still cautious. But they did not attack, their hunger held in check. The human's courage and respect had shifted the balance. Even the fiercest predators could sense his strength and intelligence. The cubs snuggled against him, unaware of the danger they had faced. The alpha circled slowly, observing, learning. And in that quiet, tense moment, the ruins held a new story of trust and respect. The wind shifted, carrying the scent of distant danger. But for now, the human, the cubs, and the pack remained still. The tension eased slightly, yet anticipation hung in the air. The alpha growled softly, signaling his pack to remain alert but not to strike. The human's patience, courage, and intelligence had earned a temporary peace. And in that moment, a fragile bond had formed between species. A bond that could change the future of this ruined planet. The ruins were silent now, broken only by the soft wind and distant echoes. The Alpha circled slowly, his massive body tense but restrained. His eyes met the humans once more, and in them, respect burned quietly. The cubs nestled against the human, safe and unafraid. The young pack members watched closely, curiosity replacing hunger. Even the fiercest predators hesitated, unsure what to do next. The human stayed calm, never making sudden movements. He understood the delicate balance of power and trust. The Alpha growled softly, low and deliberate, signaling his pack to step back. One by one, the pack obeyed, their claws retracting, muscles loosening. The ruins that had been filled with danger moments ago now felt strangely calm. The wind carried the faint scent of smoke, metal, and courage. The Alpha sniffed the cubs, letting them nuzzle against his legs. The human smiled faintly, a mix of relief and quiet pride. He had faced the deadliest predators of this world and survived. Not with brute force, but with intelligence, patience, and care. The pack, once ready to destroy, now acknowledged his strength in a new way. The cubs played gently, unaware of the tension that had just passed. The Alpha barked softly, a signal to retreat. The pack slowly backed away, still cautious, yet no longer hungry for blood. The human watched, his device humming faintly in the ruins. He had protected the innocent, earned respect, and survived. The bond formed in those tense moments would not be forgotten by the pack. Even the strongest predators could sense the courage and intelligence of a human. The ruins of the planet seemed less threatening now. The clouds above shifted, allowing faint light to touch broken towers. The human crouched, watching the pack disappear into the distance. The cubs stayed close, safe, and calm. A quiet pride filled him, knowing he had made a difference. He had survived, protected life, and changed the Alpha's mind. The wind carried distant sounds, hints of new challenges. But for now, the human, the cubs, and the pack shared a fragile peace. The Alpha looked back one last time, eyes meeting the humans. A silent promise passed between them, a respect forged in danger. The human rose, guiding the cubs through the ruins. And as the stars appeared above the shattered world, a new story began, one of courage, respect, and the power of humanity. The pack vanished into the shadows, leaving the human and cubs safe. The ruins held their breath, witness to a moment of understanding. The human smiled, knowing that humans were not just fragile creatures. Even in a universe of predators, intelligence, courage, and respect could change everything. And so, a small human had faced the fiercest of foes and survived. Not as a weapon, but as a protector, a hero of the ruins, and a spark of hope for the universe.